25 trucks ready to do battle on the Tricky Triangle in the Pocono Mountains in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. I'm Rick James, here to bring you uninterrupted green flag action of the AER Trucks Series, the 11th round of this season. Welcome, one and all. Get ready for this one. Tristan Bailey leads the points, but he suffered a setback 2 weeks ago when Nick Gowen got the best of the field and took the win at the Darlington Raceway, but now it's a chance for redemption. Getting ready for the green flag for 60 laps of action.
Green flag.
Let's go racing. Everybody makes it through cleanly through that first turn, down the Long Pond straight into the second corner. We're going to name these corners after their real-life counterparts, and you're going to learn exactly where these corners come from. And there's a yellow flag immediately crash on the exit of turn number 2. The 2-9 of Bob Mathis has been left wounded in this accident right here. A couple other trucks involved. There you see the number 6 of Michael Carter also got a big piece of this accident. And Keith Bost in the number 42. Looks like he's immediately out of this race. Let's see what caused this crash. You saw the 2-9 of Bobby Mathis went around. This is into the second corner. Possibly some contact from the 2-6 of young Neil Lapidus. Michael Carter tries to avoid it, but just gets caught up in the tail end of this one. There's Carter in the number 6 Valvoline F-150. He's going to just try to move away from that. The 2-0 truck of Matt Langley also got a big piece of this accident. Let's take a look from Matt's point of view. Just nothing that Langley could do at that point in time. How about the ride from the 78, Waylon Turner? Just barely a flinch right there, but he drives through that smoke bravely. One more look at the 7-8. Turner makes it through without major injury, so good run there for Waylon Turner, avoiding that first yellow flag, and that right there is going to earn Mr. Turner his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream.
Give me some of those.
Ice cream indeed, Cole. Ice cream indeed. So Tristan Bailey is your race leader. After 2 corners of action, he's got Nick Gowen right behind him. Gowen winning 2 weeks ago in a very limited schedule. Gowen making his 4th appearance this season, and he's going for his 3rd win in 4 races. Headed into this race, points leader Tristan Bailey might have something to say about that. Let's bother the Mississippi driver real quick and see if he's got a thing or two that might help him win today's race. It looks like we actually can't get a hold of Tristan tonight. That's more than all right. Let's see if we can bother Mr. Gowen for a quick word. Nick Gowen, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, buddy, you're sitting second in this race so far. Not the start that you envisioned, but definitely it could have gone worse. But Pocono jitters, what's your strategy to get around the points leader? Because it seems like 2 weeks ago he had the truck to beat, but you just had the strategy to go a bit further.
Well, I'm just going to take my time. Honestly, I'm going to follow him around, try to save my stuff a little bit, save a little bit more fuel, and just out mileage him and get around him that way, I guess. But I'll just let him set the pace and follow suit.
It is a part-time season for you, so every single race is strictly focused on the W. Aside from the drivers, it's not an easy racetrack. Where are the weaknesses for you around Pocono Raceway?
I'd say the trickiest bit is the tunnel turn, especially late in the run, just as far as like judging how far you can go in and not worry about your exit, because that outside wall on the exit of the tunnel turn can sneak up on you if you're not paying attention.
Certainly not an easy track to get around, and very hard to get a rhythm here as well. But the most important question that the fans are just dying to know, Nick Goen, what's your favorite TV show right now?
Favorite TV show right now? Been watching a lot of The Boys.
I've heard a lot about that on Prime. A lot of people also have been telling me that The Bear is really good too.
I've heard good things. I have not watched it myself, so I can't really speak to that one, but definitely recommend The Boys.
Oh, we got some stuff to check out. All right, buddy, keep the shiny side up. You're going for 3 wins in 4 starts, Nicky. Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So the Georgian will start to the inside of the Mississippi native. Bailey comes into this race with a 28-digit lead over Jason Fensler. Adam Boughton sits in third. Bob Mathis, who just went around in that 2-9 truck, he'll be restarting 24th, but he comes into this race 4th in the points. Not long before the playoffs are out, just 4 rounds to go before we call it quits here. Richmond, Texas, Milwaukee, and Canadian Tire. Tracks that will decide the regular season championship. Boughton sitting in third, Bob Mathis sitting in fourth. The drivers like Sam Taylor, Pat Jenks, Waylon Turner, and Sammy Harrell, all with a lot to worry about. Pace truck peels off. Tristan Bailey puts his foot down. Green flag is out at Pocono. Everybody makes it through the exit of 2 cleanly this time around. Now through the very long turn number 3. And back down the front straight one more time. Tristan Bailey leads the first green flag lap of this race. 60 laps is the scheduled distance. Bailey with a 56.96 to Goins 57.07. And now it looks like we're in full swing in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Round number 11 of the AER series. A lot at stake for these drivers. Jason Fensler, mostly, he wants a piece of that regular season championship, but it's going to be incredibly difficult for him, given the challenges posed by Goen. Jamie Haynes sitting in 4th. Adam Boughton in that 5th position. Charlie Mosley Jr. rounding out the top 6 in his Alabama Crimson Tide Silverado. Dylan Picklesmeyer rounding out the top 10. Canadian Tyler Tyone just behind him in that number 80 Tundra. One truck slow coming back up onto the racing surface. The 2-0 of Matt Langley trying to come back up to racing speed, but it's going to be a difficult task with the field blowing past him. He is 1 lap down, and as far as I can count, the only truck 1 lap down. If a caution comes out, Langley will indeed get his lap back. Into that 3rd corner, modeled after the Milwaukee Mile. The three corners at the Pocono Raceway, labeled after three very famous racetracks around the United States. The first one, turn number 1, Trenton, with just 14 degrees of banking. The old Trenton Speedway in New Jersey is where this corner gets its name. Then they head down into the tunnel turn, or turn number 2, modeled after the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 8 degrees of banking is all that the lonely turn number 2 has to its name, but it is not easy for these drivers to navigate. If they're skilled enough to make it out of turn number 2, once again, back into Milwaukee, the 6-degree corner. Drivers must be on their game if they want to make it through this racetrack in a quick enough time. 55 seconds is where these drivers are going to want to be. Any more than that, and they might just as well kiss that fight for the lead goodbye. Draft plays such an important part at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm sorry, at the Pocono Raceway. Here I'm thinking Indianapolis. It does play a part at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but it plays a big part here at Pocono. You're going to look at Waylon Turner right now getting a run on Jorge Rincon in that 2.8, headed into turn number 2. Nick Gowen still patiently waiting in that second position. It's all about the W for the Atlanta, Georgia pilot. Fensler sitting in third, trying to find some clean air, and you're seeing trucks weave back and forth along the racetrack, but one truck that has stayed rock steady is the 3 of Mike Allen. Allen up to the 9th position in his Kodiak Silverado. Let's ride along with him. So difficult to maintain a rhythm around this facility, but if you can get it right, you're in a position to win. Mileage, also vividly important for these drivers. Using the draft to their advantage is one thing that's going to help them get the necessary fuel mileage to get around the racetrack. Charlie Mosley Jr. on the inside of Tyler Bellinger, the 888, taking advantage of his steady driving. He moves into the 7th position. Further on back, Sam Taylor looking to the inside. One of 2 Pennzoil trucks today. Taylor in the number 1. Almost looking like that Steve Park paint scheme. That Park ran at, I believe it was the Brickyard in 1998. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Sam Taylor channeling a bit of the Steve Park. Look at that all the way down on the apron. Coming up on the 38, there's contact headed into that 3rd corner. Everybody makes it through mostly okay, but Sam Taylor getting down on the apron, sliding up the racetrack into the 38 of Patrick Jenks. Waylon Turner now to the inside of the North Carolinian. Turner on down to the inside of that number 1 truck. He wants a piece of the lead, possibly trying to avenge his teammate. Turner moves into the 11th position as the cavalry flies into turn 2. Sam Taylor still on the attack. That's Dylan Picklesmeyer, who has no drafting help up ahead, and a big scrape on the right-hand side of that Quick Trip Body Armor F-150. Turner ducks to the inside on Waylon Turner. He gets his position back. He's 1 away from the top 10. 13th in the running order, and coming into this 11th round, Samuel L. Harrell sits 14th in the points standings. He's got some work to do if he wants to get up into the playoff positions, but still 4 and a little more than a half rounds to get it done. Harrell on the high side of turn number 1, trying to find speed into the tunnel turn. Harrell on the outside of Waylon Turner. Further on back, Idaho's Chris Fathke. He's got a mind to join the top 20. He's in that bloody 2.7. And I don't mean to insult it, it's quite literally a bloody number 2.7 Chevy Silverado. Young Neil Lapidus cuts him off immediately into turn number 2. Fathke follows him up the racetrack. Lapidus gives it a wiggle, but will he fold into 3? Fathke trying to take down Lapidus for 21st. Kevin Haas in the number 19 Auto Owners Toyota Tundra. He's up to 8th so far. He's our 2nd fastest Toyota at the moment. Adam Boughton in the 94 is a part of this top 6 cluster that looks like it's trying to split into top 2. Nick Gowen diligently following points leader Tristan Bailey through the tunnel turn. We're about to be 1/4 of the way through this race, and you can expect the pit window to open a bit sooner rather than later. Drivers aren't expected to go more than 30 laps on one pit window. But of course, the caution could throw all of that out the window. Dylan Picklesmeyer, Jorge Rincon, they're just a couple of tenths away from each other. Look at this mess. Picklesmeyer following the draft of Waylon Turner in that 7-8. Rincon watching the trucks fan out behind him. Taylor, will he make it 3 wide into 1? He does. And that's not Taylor, that's King, pardon me. Dougie King in the 1-6, making it 3 wide. But he makes it work. He's in 15th. King stays in that position. Patty Jenks to the inside of Mike Carter. This the move for 16th into that 3rd corner. Jenks can't quite pull it off. Rolling high out of turn number 3. Roberto Mathis tries to avoid him, and Bob finally climbs into the top 20 once again, down 7 places from where he started. Bob Mathis currently running in 17th. Further on up, Jason Fensler just behind Nick Gowen there, biding his time, running away from Jamie Haynes as it were. Adam Boughton trying to reel in that M&M Peanuts number 53 Silverado. And if you've recently tuned in, I'm Rick James. You're watching the AER Trucks Series, round 11 from Pocono Raceway. You're looking at that 5-3 of Jamie Haynes sitting in 4th. Mike Allen just on the inside of the top 10. He's working on the 19 of Kevin Haas. Haas in 8th, Allen in 9th. Is that a Rusty Wallace paint scheme on that number 3 Kodiak machine? Nice little throwback there. Look at the gap back to Sammy Harrell between 9th and 10th. That's 2.4 seconds between them. Looking further on back, that's not Sam Taylor in the 1. That's Dougie King in the 1-6. Now to the inside of Dylan Picklesmeyer. King cracks the top 14, and he's chasing down Jorge Rincon. 1.5 seconds between them. The 12 of Picklesmeyer's in the wall. He gets himself unstuck, but they're starting to form a hornet's nest headed into 2. Had a big spike there in the stream quality. I apologize for that. But we seem to be all better now. Fans, let me know in the chat if things have gone awry, if they've gone belly up. Special Ed says, what's up, Rick James? What's going on, Ed? Glad to have you in the house, buddy. Welcome to the show. You have not missed much. It has been the Tristan Bailey show at the front of the race, but as I say that, Nick Gowen goes to the inside and he tries the points leader for the lead. Special Ed says it looks cleared up. I'll take his word for it. Drag race into that second corner as the leaders funnel down into that tunnel turn. Gowen can't quite make it stick. Now Jason Fensler looks to take advantage into the third corner. Bailey, Fensler on the inside. Fensler washing a bit high, trying to run Gowen just a little bit out of that racing room, but Fensler cuts himself off of a good exit. Jamie Haynes to the inside of the number 5 David Racing Products Silverado, and a couple of trucks coming down into the pits on lap number 20, and the floodgates have opened. Green flag pit stops have begun. Everybody filing their way down pit road. Kevin Haas making his way down. Special Ed cheers a couple hundred bits as the leaders round that second corner. Tristan Bailey, Nick Gowen, Jamie Haynes, your top 3. Thank you, Ed. Haas on his way out of pit road. Gowen on his way up to the lead if he can stay away from Jamie Haynes. That 5-3 is on a mission. Moose Pie following here in these last few seconds. Thank you, Moose Pie. Welcome to the Rick James family. Let's go on the quarter panel with Nick Gowen and look back to Jamie Haynes. Well, not anymore. Haynes to the inside of Gowen. The fight for second. Will Gowen be able to keep that position? He does indeed. Caution is out for the second time today. Sam Taylor has had an incident. Let's go to the one truck. And there is the one of Sam Taylor, slow and limping. Perhaps some damage on the right side of that Pennzoil Silverado. Let's see what happened on the 20th lap of competition. Cold tires. And the one truck just goes for a spill out of that first corner. So let's go on board Sam Taylor and have a listen. Taylor's able to keep it off the wall as the competition will fly past him, and the yellow flag will come out for the second time tonight. 1 on lap 1 and caution 2 on lap 20. Sam Taylor and Dougie King, both in identical Pennzoil machines tonight. So your race leader is still points leader Tristan Bailey in the number 2-5. Part-time driver, but two-time winner. Nick Gowen sits in that second position. Elk Grove, California's Jason Fensler is in 4th. Let's have a word with Mr. Jamie Haynes. Jamie Haynes, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Buddy, you're sitting in 3rd right now. It's been a good first third to this race. We're thinking points, or are we thinking W today at the Tricky Triangle?
Well, if I can keep running like I was doing just before that caution, I'm thinking W, because I felt like I might have a chance of taking a second from Gowen right there before it came out.
Tristan Bailey comes into this race with a 28-point lead as you're coming down into the pits. What's going to matter more before the checkered flag flies, fuel or tires?
If it's normal Pocono, fuel, because it usually ends up being a fuel run. So it depends on how the cautions fly.
Where do you find your biggest weaknesses here at the Tricky Triangle?
Getting the entries into the turns right, because it's real easy to overshoot the entry and not get it dropped down in there, because you need to hug the bottom as much as possible. So if you don't do that, if you miss that, then your exit is just garbage and you lose all kinds of time.
Truck's already peeling out. Looks like it's a quick service for the 78 of Waylon Turner. You're down and away, and the race off pit road goes to Nick Goen. But Jamie Haynes, you'll be restarting in the second position, my friend. Keep the shiny side up. Best of luck.
Thanks, sir.
So the 5-3 will go back to work, sitting in second. He's second off of pit road. Your race leader being scored as Sammy Harrell in the 43. Dylan Picklesmeyer being scored in the second position. Both of these drivers pitted on lap 19 just before the yellow. They've got fresh tires, they've got fresh fuel, but only 3 trucks elected not to come down pit road. Sam Harrell, Dill Pickle, Tyler Bellinger. It will be a Chevy Ford podium when we take the green. But will we survive that first lap like we did at the beginning of the race? We'll find out soon, fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more AER trucks from Pocono. Flag is out. Pace truck will peel off. We are waiting for the signal to get racing once again. Harrell with control of the field.
Green, green, green.
Let's go racing. Harrell with control of the field so far. Dylan Picklesmeyer behind him. Harrell's up 21 places from where he started. Picklesmeyer up 9. Bellinger, he's up to 3rd. Nick going on the outside of Jason Fensler. This for the 3rd position now. Going now, edging out Fensler for 4th. Points leader Tristan Bailey to the inside of that number 8 GST Spider Silverado. Trucks fanning everywhere, looking for empty, clear space to run on the racetrack. Doug King. He's drafting behind Jorge Rincon. Tyler Tyone going a bit too high, wide, and handsome out of that 2nd corner. He sits in 20th for the moment. The 20 truck of Matt Langley back onto the lead lap. Langley sitting in 21st and now trying to draft off Tyone. Everybody, look at this, trying to find a spot to the inside. Kevin Haas bravely testing the waters to the inside of Charlie Mosley. Mike Allen will make the dip in the 9th position. He gets in contact with the 89. Mosley goes high. Haas is involved. Caution is out for the 3rd time. Mike Allen with the brave dive to the inside line, just carrying too much speed into the corner. He washed up into the 89 of Charlie Mosley II. Took him for a sweet spin out of that 1st corner. Let's have a look. Ah, the 3 sent it in just a bit too deep, didn't he? Let's have a look. On board now with Allen. Now with Mosley. Just nothing Kevin Haas could do at that point. Let's have a look from Kevin's point of view. Nick Gowen scooting through, however. Let's see how Nick just barely made it past all this. Makes light work of that. Not too heavy of a slam for Charlie Mosley Jr. Hopefully it's something he'll be able to get repaired quickly and efficiently. But it looks like at the halfway mark, it will be Sammy Harrell Jr. leading this race. Let's see if we can bother the Season 11 winner for a quick word. Samuel L. Harrell, Rick James, you got me?
Well, I got you, brother. What's up?
Buddy, you're leading once again, and the last time you were here, it was Chicagoland. You shocked the field. What are your chances to win again?
They gonna be shocked again tonight. Because I plan on winning this thing.
That was the attitude in Chicagoland. You're sitting in 14th with 4.5 rounds to go before the playoff cutoff. What's the strategy tonight, Sam? Is it going to be more tires or fuel?
Tires at the end, but fuel right here. I think I'm going to come back in here and take some more fuel in just a second. See if we can't make it to the end.
It seems like cautions may breed cautions. We did have a good 21-lap green flag run there, but then we had another yellow almost immediately after restart. Is it jitters, or are guys just too anxious to get into clear space?
Well, both, and then it's so tight on restarts because of the draft, so it's just tight quarters, and people dive bombing and making it 3 wide and stuff like that.
All that leads up to the most important question of the evening, Sam. The fans are dying to know, what's your favorite show on TV right now?
Better Call Saul.
Ooh, you know, I haven't ever seen, I did like Breaking Bad.
It was awesome.
What they tell me is Better Call Saul's just completely different. Almost has nothing to do with it, but still just as good.
Absolutely.
Even Special Ed. Special Ed's in the chat. He says that's a great show as well. So you got that. So I guess you got someone that agrees with you, and Special Ed, I guess, is going to be rooting for you for the rest of the show, buddy. But you got to keep the shiny side up, and you still got another 30 laps to make it, Sam. Best of luck.
Thank you, buddy.
So the Sumter South Carolinian will get back to work from the 17th position. That means Dylan Picklesmeyer will be at the front of the field when we go back to green. He has not pitted since lap 19. How's that going to work out for him? Dill Pickle, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
What's up, buddy?
You're leading with tires that are older than some of the dust that just landed on my computer, but you will be leading at the halfway mark. What's the strategy on these worn Goodyears?
We're going to go to about lap 40 and then come down and see what we can do then.
What's going to be more important to you? We've been asking drivers, and they kind of lean towards for tires over fuel.
Definitely tires, for sure.
What's going to be one of your biggest weaknesses here at Pocono? Everybody says the tunnel turn.
Just my lack of speed in the longer runs is what's killing me.
That number 12 truck, you got a top 5 truck so far, Dill, but what are the odds you've got the truck to win the race? Sam Harrell thinks he's got the best truck out here tonight.
I think I got a top 10 truck. I have nothing for the win, most likely, but we'll see how it goes.
Only one way to find out, buddy. We're asking everybody tonight, so we'll ask you as well. What is your favorite show on TV right now?
That 70s show. It's always the best show.
That actually is a really, really good show. Shout out that 70s show. I got to start watching that again. A lot of good suggestions. I love this, buddy. All right, man. Keep the shiny side up. Hopefully we talk to you at the end, man. You still got 30 laps to go.
Thank you, sir.
So Picklesmeyer will get back to work as your new leader. He'll have control of the field when we go to green. Special Ed says, not bad. No, not a bad show at all. Elk Grove's Jason Fensler starts on the outside of row number 1. Points leader Tristan Bailey on the inside of row 2. Adam Boughton on the outside, waiting for that signal.
Green flag, green flag.
Let's go racing from Pocono. Looks like Sam Taylor just got in the wall at a turn number 1. He did indeed. Back to the leaders. Dylan Picklesmeyer running away while Jason Fensler opens the door for Tristan Bailey out of 2. Fensler holds on to the second position for now. 1-2, 5, 2-5. Through that third corner, Dylan Picklesmeyer will lead yet another lap further on back. The 5-3 of Jamie Haynes working to the inside of Jorge Rincon. This the move for the 12th position. Dougie King up ahead in the 1-6. Nick Gowen on the outside of Jamie Haynes now. Last week's winner at the Darlington Raceway, looking to get 2 victories in a row. One truck just shot to the inside there. That was the 1-6 of King. Doug King losing mad positions. Eric Kuykendall on the outside of Mike Carter in the 33. Both of these trucks swarming up to the 1-6 Pennzoil machine. Kuykendall running the high line out of turn number 2. Has to let out of the gas, and here comes Sam Harrell in the 43. Bellinger now to the inside of Eric Kuykendall. This the move for the 18th position at the front. Tristan Bailey goes to the outside of Jason Fensler, making quick work of Dylan Picklesmeyer in the old tires. Points leader trying to get first. Second place to the inside of the Mississippi native. Fensler sends it in deep. Will Bailey give him the crossover out of 1? No. Fensler leads into 2. Bit of a hornet's nest forming up behind them. We're talking about some of these drivers fighting for that 5th and 6th position. Neil Lapidus to the inside of Robert Matisse through that 3rd corner. Bob in that 2.9 H&M Motorsports Ford trying to get around that Crown Royal F-150 with the 7.8 of Waylon Turner in tow. Turner in that 78 machine getting a good draft off of Neil Lapidus in the 2.6. Bob Mathis to the inside in that 2.9. He's got Andrew Teft behind him for what I believe is the first time this season running a new paint scheme. We'll get back to that in a moment if Tyler Tyone can get himself together. The AEW Tundra getting a bit squirrely out of that first corner. Chris Fathke tucking in line right in front of him as Doug King now makes a move to the inside of Tyone. King with Michael Carter running in his wake. Looks for lucky number 13th position. And will he have it into turn number 3? No, Tyone holds a great defense, and the lone Canadian in this field keeps his 13th position. At the front, Tristan Bailey drafting diligently behind Jason Fensler. 35 laps now underway from that tricky triangle. If you've recently tuned in, I'm Rick James. You're watching AER Trucks. Shout out to Primo Silver Fox, chatting for the first time, saying excited to see that 33 truck go, talking about Eric Kuykendall in the 21st position. Gotta ask him one of these days what Sit Down Mark's wrestling podcast is. But good for Eric. Repping his favorite podcast. Fensler looking to claw more points and possibly put another dent into Tristan Bailey's championship hopes. Again, Bailey comes into this round with a 28-point lead. It's all about the regular season championship for now. And there's a crash down the front straight. That's Andrew Teft in the 2-1 spinning wildly down the front straightaway. Caution is out for the 4th time tonight. The Echelon mowing Tundra got mowed over down that front straight. Andrew Teft, loose out of that 3rd corner, went for a big pirouette and a big dent. Let's see what happened. Contact with Nick Goen in the 8. They just got hooked out of the 3rd corner. Teft slams up against that inside wall. Let's have another look here. We'll have to run this back just a bit. And there's Teft. This is the 3rd corner. Watch Andrew Teft. He's going to be on the outside of Nick Goen. Still inconclusive. Let's try zooming in here and see if we can get just a bit of a closer look. This is Teft again. Watch Teft. Well, we're a bit too early here. Watch Teft. He'll be on the outside of Goen. And now we're a bit too late. Man, all right, let's run this one back. Let's slow it down, see if we can get a view from a blimp, or see if we can find out who moved where. Was it possible net code? You saw Goen just inch towards the 2-1 of Teft. Let's ride along with Drew and see if netcode had anything to do with this. Not sure what to call it, but it's a caution nonetheless. Everybody from second place all the way down to 22nd coming on down pit road. That's going to put Idaho's Chris Fathke in the lead with 23 laps to go. Fathke on 9-lap-old tires. Both he and Nick Goen will take command of the field. We're going to talk to Chris Fathke when we come back. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the final 20 laps of racing in just 90 seconds. Back with you here, Chris Fathke was the leader at the moment of caution. We said we'd have a quick word with Chris. Why not? Chris Fathke, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Who are you looking for? Are you looking for me?
I'm looking for you, Chris. We said we'd talk to you after the break, and here we are, my friend. You were leading at the moment of caution, but now you've got fresh tires. You're sitting in that 21st position, Chris. We're going to restart here with about 20 laps to go. What's your strategy to score a top 15 tonight?
It won't happen. I have to go serve a black flag when we go green. Unfortunately, I pit when the pits were closed. I wasn't paying attention to my pit box.
So
we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get I don't want another caution, but hopefully we'll get one for my race to be saved.
Our longest green flag run thus far is 21 laps, so history says we're going to get another yellow before the night is out. We've been asking a lot of drivers tonight where they find their weaknesses at Pocono. How about you, bud?
Come on. I cannot figure that turn out to save my life. Anywhere else, I'm pretty comfortable.
Where do you find your strengths at Pocono?
Turn 2. Love the tunnel turn. A little different than everybody else. I don't lift it all through there. Or I don't break it all anyway.
It's a brave
fun
line.
And challenging track.
It's a brave line. Here. It's a very, very tricky track. Which brings us to the most important question of the evening. We've been asking all our drivers all night long. What's your favorite show on TV, Chris?
Cobra Kai.
The Netflix adaptation, right?
Absolutely. As far as follow-along stories go, or follow-up stories go, it's been one of my favorites. I'm an old guy, so I love the nostalgia that goes with the show.
You know, I've never seen The Karate Kid.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Rick.
I've never seen the Karate Kid. I know the premise of the story. Cobra Kai's the bad guys, and that's the thing, right? That's the show.
For the original movies, yeah,
Yes,
maybe not so much for the TV
That's
show.
how much I know about Karate Kid. I've never seen Karate Kid, but I heard Cobra Kai's all right, buddy. We're gonna let you get back to work, Chris. Keep the shiny side up, buddy. Hopefully, we talk to you at the end.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks, Rick.
We're gonna let them get back to work. Commando Griff says, spoiler alert, Rick. Special Ed says, heck yes, he's a fan of Cobra Kai as well. At the front of the procession, Elk Grove, California's Jason Fensler will now have control of the field. Tristan Bailey, the points leader, to his outside. Adam Boughton and Sam Harrell in row number 2. Drivers wait for the green flag to go racing.
Green,
And there's the signal. Feet down. Let's go racing. Jason Fensler leads the field to the line. It's going to be 18 to go next time by the Californian, ahead of the Mississippi driver, Sam Harrell, the South Carolinian, sitting in third, up 19 places from where he started. Neil Lapidus running in 7th, currently up 11 places, but he's got a whole train of trucks running on his outside. Bob Mathis in that 2.9, now on the outside of that 2.6 Crown Royal machine. The 5.3 of Jamie Haynes just ahead of him. Trucks trying to stay off of that outside wall and keep everything in one piece. Last week's winner, Nick Goen, making it 3 wide with Tyler Tyone and Andrew Teft. He's in the top 15, looking for his 3rd win in 4 races. One truck into the wall. That's Doug King, or is it Sam Taylor? One of those Pennzoil machines, as Jason Fensler goes purple. 54.79 seconds, the fastest lap of the race so far. Is Bailey saving what he's got, just trying to hold on to some of those resources? Other trucks just trying to hold on to the sheet metal on the sides of their machines. Doug King in 14th. He's behind Nick Goen, who's made it up into the top lucky 13. Mike Carter in 12th. Bob Mathis in 11th. Neil Lapidus behind Jorge Rincon. And hats off to Sam Harrell, our current hardest charger. He's up 18 places from where he started, and behind him, Waylon Turner weaving down the front straight, looking for some opportunity to pass. Tyler Bellinger in the 8.8 sits just ahead of him in that 5th position. Bellinger is 7th in the standings with 1 win this season and a heavy stripe on the left-hand side of his F-150. Nick Goen gets around Michael Carter. He's up to 12th. Goen just ran his personal best last lap, 54.92 seconds. Tristan Bailey with a big wide exit out of turn number 3 to the inside of number 5. Jason Fensler. Bailey still moving, but will he clear the Californian? He does. He cuts off the crossover, puts on a little bit of the brakes, but he wiggles out of one. Fensler to the inside, and he just can't pull off the move. New leader with 15 and a half to go, Tristan Bailey. Commando Griff in the chat says, good looking scheme for Mike Allen. Talking about this number 3 Kodiak machine with a little bit of chrome flavor on the right-hand side, channeling his inner Rusty Wallace, if it will. Allen running in 18th right now. Ontario's Tyler Tyone behind him in that 19th position. Further on up, Tyler Bellinger just barely holding on to his spot in the top 5. Waylon Turner all over the back end of the double 8. Let's ride in the passenger seat, pardon me, with Mr. Turner as he takes us for a lap around Pocono. Tristan Bailey leading Jason Fensler in second. Here they come screaming into 2. Adam Boughton sitting in third. There's the 94 Kickstart Tundra. It is a Chevy Toyota top 3, and it's a home race for the Susquehanna native. He's hoping to put that Toyota maybe a little bit better than third. We're coming to the final 13 laps of action. Bama Trama has joined the house. Mama Vols is in. She says, hey, Rick. Commando Griff says, close quarters. Glad to have you here, ma'am. Send my love to Terry and the entire family down south. Love you very much. And now, it's officially a party. Jorge Rincon on the outside of last week's winner, Nick Goen. This the move for 8th. The 8 truck just edging that 28 out of turn number 1. Goen's got the position, and he's half a second behind Tyler Bellinger. Jamie Haynes trying to make moves. He's on the inside of Chicagoland winner Sammy Harrell, and Waylon Turner in that 78, just ahead on the back end of the top 4. Haynes on the move, Goen to the outside of Harrell. Goen making sure the window stays open into that third corner. .11 laps to go, next time by. And if you've just tuned in, where have you been? It's been a thrilling race thus far, but round number 11 won't be decided anytime soon. Tristan Bailey has Jason Fensler right behind him. Adam Boughton starting to creep up, and a hornet's nest starting to form behind them out of turn 1. Single file for now, and trucks going around out of turn number 1 into that chute. Charlie Mosley, Tyler Tyone's been involved as well. There's the 33 of Eric Kuykendall. Mike Allen, who we were just commenting on, had a great looking truck with a very frustrated slam against that safer barrier, and another one for good measure. And those Kodiaks aren't the only thing smoking. The hood of that number 3 Silverado in big trouble. Chris Fathke made it through all right. Tyler Tyone, he got a piece of it. Looks like Charlie Mosley Jr. also involved. Let's have a look. The 3 truck getting down into the 80 of Tyler Tyone. Tyone slamming into the 3 of Mike Allen. The 20 of Matt Langley just missed. And Charlie Mosley Jr., an innocent bystander, caught up in this really unsportsmanlike conduct. And the 89 Crimson Tide Chevrolet. Involved in that one. What in the world happened here? Let's have a listen with Mike Allen. Well, that's one side of the wretched story, and let's see the other. Tyone jerking the wheel to the right after it seems like Allen may have jerked his wheel to the left. And one more look from the outside looking in, but questions being asked. Papa T. Murr in the chat asking, what were they doing? Commando Griff asking the same thing. Possibly asking if the 3 truck ran out of fuel, not sure at all. One more look at this crazy and unnecessary crash. One of the unnecessary losers in that, the 8-9 of Mosley. Tyone in the Twitch chat right now saying apparently Allen's pedals lost power. More Than a Cape says that's suspect. And Allen in the chat saying the pedals shut right down. Kyle Ben Swan says yonked. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But let's have a look from truck number 20. Matt Langley, as it were, making it through this one. Just sneaking through that one. Matt Langley with a clutch move to avoid getting a piece of that accident. That right there is going to earn Mr. Langley his very own cold trickle move of the race.
Ice cream.
Give me some of those.
Ice cream indeed, Cole. Ice cream indeed. So Langley gets his move of the race. Flint's very own. Shout out to the 810. Michigan sees you, Matt. Papa T. Murr says, can't control it on them bumps. You can't pass down there. You gotta stay off that apron. Tyler B. says 3S, whatever that means. And Commando Griff thinks that other driver hanging a right should be parked a few laps, but what's gone on to Matt Langley? He avoids an accident and nearly becomes one a couple of laps apart. You win one cold trickle move of the race and it all goes to your head, huh, Matt? So Jason Fensler will have control of this field coming to 8 laps to go. Points leader Tristan Bailey in 4th. Bobby Mathis sitting in 5th. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll have the restart in just 30 seconds. It could very well be the final restart of the evening. Pace truck peels off. Jason Fensler waits for the signal. He puts his foot down and we're racing again. Cautions breed cautions. Another crash at the back of the front straight. This time, Matt Langley involved in the 20. Langley crashing immediately after restart. Let's see what happened to the 2-0. Possibly just a blink for the 20 of Langley. No, this is before restart. Let's see what happened to Langley here. It looks like Patrick Jenks involved in that 38. Try and get another look. Just a big slide after green. Involved with Neil Lapidus there. And here's Jenks on the outside in the 3-8. Keep your eye on the 2-6 of Neil Lapidus, who's just behind the 3-8. YNL, young Neil Lapidus just getting to the inside of Jenks. They make some heavy contact. The Pennsylvanian goes for a nice drift out of Trenton, but he keeps it all in one solid piece. Caution flies, but no harm, no foul. At the front, Elk Grove's Jason Fensler with command of the field for now. How much longer will he hang on to it? See if we can have a word with him. Jason Fensler, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Elk Grove's finest leading this race, and you're going for win number 3 in your 11th race this season. The regular season title is nowhere near to being decided. Are you thinking just on the win right now, or is it just a preservation of the points?
Pretty much preservation of the points. I didn't get much practice, so I don't know. I don't really have that good of a long truck, so these cautions are helping, but I don't know if I can hold them off. But we'll do the best we can and come out of here with the best finish we can. Hopefully it's a W.
You're going to restart here with 4 laps to go. You've got Adam Boughton behind you, Jorge Rincon in 3rd, points leader Tristan Bailey in 4th. A lot of good drivers in this field. Who's going to be your biggest challenge to get the W?
It depends on how that restart goes, but Adam looks pretty tough. Of course, Tristan's pretty fast, so we'll just see if we can get a good start and see if we can get these guys to race side by side for a lap or 2, and that'll help us out.
Where are your biggest weaknesses at Pocono?
Pick one. Just about everywhere, it seems like. I really struggle with the tunnel turn. I just can't seem to figure that turn out, but we're hanging in there. We're not doing too bad, so we'll see how it ends up.
The most important question of the evening, Fensler. We're asking everybody tonight, what is your favorite show on TV right now?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I really don't have a favorite. So I'm a big baseball fan, so I watch a lot of baseball.
Okay, so I got to ask you, Padres, Giants, who do you like?
It's the Padres.
The Padres. All right. Okay, I got you, buddy. It's not a bad team. See, I'm a Marlins fan myself, so I can never expect anything but disappointment, which means every win is something great for us.
Well, as long as you're loyal. I know we've had a lot of tough years, but one of these years they'll have a breakout. They're doing pretty good this year, so we'll see how it goes the second half.
Hey, if the Rays can go from worst to first, we can do it too, buddy. Keep the shiny side up, my friend, and hopefully we talk to you soon.
10-4, thank you.
We're going to let Jay get back to work here as everybody gets lined up, ready for that restart. And we hope you're ready for the restart 2. Fans, the lights are going to go out atop the pace truck. We're going to be back with the final 4 laps of racing from Pocono. Don't go anywhere. Back with the restart in 60 seconds. Jason Fensler will lead us to the line. 4 more circuits of the 2.5-mile triangle to go. Waiting for the green flag to get moving again. Racing again from Pocono. Let's do it. Sparks flying, but no smoke. We stay green into 3. Fensler with control. Boughton in second. 3 laps to go. Adam Boughton sitting in second. Points leader Tristan Bailey side by side with Jorge Rincon for the 3rd position. Fensler at the front with 2 wins. Boughton in second. No wins. Tristan Bailey with 4 wins. Side by side for that 4th position, Jamie Haynes on the top side. Dylan Picklesmeyer going for a ride. Is there a caution? And there it is. 7th yellow flag tonight. Dylan Picklesmeyer goes around in turn number 1. And it looks like we're going to have overtime at the Tricky Triangle. Let's see what happened to Dylan Picklesmeyer. Heavy contact with the one of Sam Taylor. Extremely heavy contact with the one of Sam Taylor. Let's have a look here and see just how this went down. There you see Taylor just bouncing off the wall, bouncing off the yellow line. One more look. Taylor sends it in deep, bounces off that yellow line. That's the 2nd time tonight that the one truck has made contact with another driver. The first being Patrick Jenks. Commando Griff in the chat says, caught the apron. Yes, indeed. So the 12 goes around. Jason Fensler, still your race leader. Adam Boughton in that 2nd position with Tristan Bailey rolling in 3rd. His home track. Think he's got a shot to win? Let's ask him. Adam Boughton, Rick James in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
Adam, you're sitting in that 2nd position right now. You're going to restart with Jason Fensler to your inside, Tristan Bailey behind you and to your left. What do you think you've got to do to win this race?
Well, first make it to the white flag, and then hope I can make the move in turn 1. Otherwise, I'm a sitting duck.
Who's going to be your biggest challenge on the way to getting that W?
Tristan, he's the first car on 4 tires.
Inside or outside line, where do you fancy your chances? It's not an easy racetrack, and it's incredibly wide. Are you going to focus more on Tristan Bailey or more on Jason Fensler?
Try to focus on Jason, and try not to pay attention to Tristan as much.
Where's your biggest weak spot here at Pocono?
Turn 2.
The tunnel turn. Why is that?
I just haven't been able to hit it consistently all night.
Short, sweet, and to the point, man. We're going to let you get back to work here, but the most important question of the evening, what's your favorite show on TV right now?
Don't really have one because I don't watch TV.
Okay, good answer. Keep the shiny side up, buddy. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Will do.
A man of few words, but he gets his point across, doesn't he? Adam Boughton on the inside of Jason Fensler. The 5 truck wants the outside line. Tristan Bailey will be starting behind the 9-4 of Adam Boughton. Jorge Rincon on the outside in that 2-8. And if you've just recently tuned in, fantastic timing. The first of our 3 green-white checkered attempts to settle round number 11. Before we put a bow on this evening today, I want to thank every last fan that came out here. Thank you so much for coming through, showing some love for your favorite driver, playing along with us tonight, and dealing with my scratchy throat and otherwise limp broadcasting. But we are going to make it all the way to the end, and we still might have more than 2 laps to settle this race. We've got 3 green-white checkered attempts. Jason Fensler, Adam Boughton on row number 1. Tyler Bellinger rounding out the top 10. Patrick Jenks in 15th. Eric Kuykendall in 20th. Who's going to win round 11? Coming off that 3rd corner, pace truck peels off, waiting for the flag. Green, white, checkered. They fan 2 and 3 wide out of the first corner. Does everybody make it through okay? Clear. Headed towards Indianapolis. The descent into Indy. The rise out of 2 and the run into Trenton. Fensler leads. No smoke, no sparks. There it is. Big crash up to the inside wall. The 2-1 of Andrew Teft. The 1-6 of Douglas King. Caution number 8 flies before we make it to the white flag, and we will have a second green-white checkered attempt. Heavy slam for the 1-6 of Doug King. Let's see what happened to him. The 8-9 of Charlie Mosley. The 2-6 of Neil Lapidus. The 2-1 of Andrew Teft, an innocent bystander. Commando Griff simply says, "Oh boy," and he puts a facepalm emoji in the chat. Another look at Doug. Yup, just got hung up with the 8-9. The 6 of Michael Carter makes it through. Andrew Teft jumping to the pits almost immediately. Young Neil Lapidus almost snuck through, but just couldn't make it. Nowhere for Andrew Teft to turn. More Than a Cape says, "Let's go Bailey." Cheering for the 2-5 of Tristan Bailey. He's got 4 wins this season. Jason Fensler has 2 wins to his name. Trying to complete his hat trick before the regular season is up. Sammy Harrell restarting in that third position. Jason Fensler with that lead. Jamie Haynes in the fourth spot. Anybody coming down pit road? Not a soul. Let's have a word with the 5-3 of Jamie Haynes. He'll be restarting from that fourth position. Jamie Haynes, Rick James, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You're sitting in that fourth position right now. Jamie, you'll be restarting in row number 2 with Tristan Bailey and Jason Fensler up ahead, and Chicagoland winner Sammy Harrell beside you. Jamie, is this the day that you break that winless streak?
Man, I should like to think so. It'd be nice by me.
Who's going to be your toughest challenge on the way to victory lane?
Well, I know Tristan has the same amount of tires that I do, so I imagine he will. If I can somehow get up there between him and Fensler, then I might have a shot. So I know I got a damn good truck.
Everybody pitted last on lap 50 here. This will be your second green-white checkered attempt. Where do you find your biggest weaknesses at Pocono?
Not going into, I think probably not driving it too deep into the turn, because if you don't get a good exit, then you're going to have a terrible lap, because this track is so much about straightaways. So try not to drive it off in there. You have to drive it in deep, but not too deep. You have to find that line.
What's your favorite show on TV right now, Jamie?
Right now? Chicago PD.
Chicago PD. That's a different one. We've heard That 70s Show. We've heard The Boys. We heard a couple of things. Chicago PD, that's pretty different. All right, man. Well, I wish I could give you some advice, but there's a reason I'm in the booth and not on the racetrack. All I can tell you, Jamie, is keep the shiny side up, and hopefully you're on the podium at the end of the race, buddy.
Sure, so hope I'm at the top.
So the drivers will get in formation. Attempt number 2 is coming the next time that they hit this line. And once again, for those of you just tuning in, I'm Rick James. You're watching the second green-white checkered attempt to settle the 11th round of truck racing from iRacing's Pocono Raceway. This Thursday, TNT takes its week's break before coming back to the Sonoma Raceway next week. That'll be July 28th. The ARCA cars turn left and right. And, of course, we're going to be giving away a 164 diecast, as we do every single race in this 5th season of Thursday Night Thunder. That'll be next Thursday right here on Rick James TV. Stay tuned on Twitter and find out what our next giveaway will be. That giveaway code will be !TNT giveaway 5 for all non-Thursday Night Thunder drivers. !TNT giveaway 5, just like that, in next Thursday's chat, earns you a chance to win that 164 diecast. For now, still 5 miles of racing to go. Jason Fensler, Tristan Bailey share the front row. Jamie Haynes and Sam Harrell share row number 2. The 5-3, the 7-8, and the 9-4 restarting 4th, 6th, and, well, I've got that wrong. They're all restarting in the top 6. They're winless. Green flag is out. Let's go racing. Will Bailey try for the move to the inside? If they hit the white flag, the next flag ends the race. Sam Harrell, he said he had the truck to win. He's up 19 places from where he started. He needs to think about the points with only 4 rounds remaining before the playoffs. 5, 2, 5, 4, 3. Your top 3. White flag is out this time by. Bailey backs up the corner, looking for a good run at a turn number 3. White flag is in the air. Trucks coming together at the back, but nobody crashes. 2.5 miles to go. Bailey to the inside, Fensler on the outside. Will they make contact at a 1? There's the contact. Bailey washing up high onto Fensler. He lets off. There goes the 5-3 of Haynes. He recovers his truck on the low side. Saved by Haynes. Headed into Indianapolis. 5-2-5 running 1-2. Bailey looking for one more move into that third corner. Will he put the bumper to the 5 of Fensler? Fensler into that third corner. Does Bailey put the chrome horn to the 5? Out of turn number 3, it'll be a drag race to the line. It will be the 5 of Jason Fensler, who scores his 3rd win of the season at Pocono. Tristan Bailey in the 2nd position. Jason Fensler winning the race. Bailey wrecking his own truck out of frustration and disappointment. Sammy Harrell coming home in 3rd. Adam Boughton in 4th. Nick Goen in 5th. Jamie Haynes with a 6th place finish. Waylon Turner up 16 places from where he started in 7th. Tyler Bellinger in 8th. Jorge Rincon up 10 places from where he started, finishing in 9th. Bobby Mathis rounding out the top 10. Sammy Harrell, our hardest charger of the race. He manages that 3rd place finish, but it's this man here, Elk Grove, California's Jason Fensler, who scores the W at Pocono, his 3rd win of the season. And he will burn the house down in celebration. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have our podium interviews in just a moment. On the podium now with our two of our top three. Tristan Bailey electing not to be part of this one, but that's all right. Sam Harrell in that third position gets the bronze medal tonight, Sammy. You came into this race 14th in the standings, and you climb one spot closer into the playoffs, headed into Richmond. Congratulations on third.
Appreciate it.
You said you had the truck to win, and it looked like at points you did there. Was there anything left in the tank? What could you have done to get the 5?
Nothing really. Jason and Tristan is definitely faster than me. I was just hoping I could get into their draft, and honestly, I know they're both real competitive. If they got into each other, I was going to sneak a win in here at Pocono, but definitely had a top 5 truck.
Headed into Richmond next week. You're still one spot away from the playoffs, but you've got 4 rounds to nail a consistent performance. It's well within the realm of possibility. Is Richmond one of your stronger tracks?
Richmond's a pretty good track. I'm going to say another top 5 run there.
Can't wait to see it, buddy. We'll see you in 7 days' time. Congratulations again on your third place.
Thank you, Rick.
Our race winner in the number 5, Elk Grove, California's Jason Fensler scores a 3rd win this season. Jason, your hat trick is complete, and the points lead is whittled down to 26 markers with 4 events left in the regular season.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't, like I said earlier, I didn't get an opportunity to get much practice, so I didn't have a real good long truck. So those cautions definitely helped me. And then Tristan was really fast. I appreciate him racing me clean at the end of the race. It was a good battle. I knew if I could trap him down on the bottom, that it's all about momentum. So we had the preferred line on a side-by-side situation. So happy with the win for sure.
You now have a chance to equal the points leader on most wins this season. 7 days from now, we go to the 3-quarter D-shaped oval in Richmond, Virginia. Will it be 2 wins in a row?
Well, we'll definitely try it for sure. Richmond's a tough little place. Got to take care of the tires, and it's just close quarters racing. It's short track, so should be exciting, and hopefully we can back it up with another one.
We'll find out in a week's time, but for now, you get to go celebrate. Congratulations on your win, Jay.
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Fans at home, another chapter is in the books. 11 rounds up and 11 rounds down. Next week, from Richmond, these trucks will be back for 140 laps of action in round number 12. Don't miss it. Once again, Thursday Night Thunder is on a break this week, but we'll be back week after next with another giveaway from the Sonoma Raceway. Until that next race, everybody, please stay safe.